Howdy y'all and welcome to Jab Plays. Today we'll be playing World of Tanks. We'll be continuing on a free-to-play Platoon challenge. What is the free-to-play Platoon challenge, you ask? Let me break it down to you in 4 simple rules. Rule number 1. It's 3 friends playing together in a platoon in the same tank. Number 2. We're not allowed to spend any money at all. No buying gold, premium tanks, or even premium accounts. Number 3, we must elite a tank before we can move on, which means that all 3 of us have to elite the tank before we can move on to the next tank. Number 4, we must unlock 1 tier 7 line in each nation. Does it sound impossible? No, it's not impossible. Will it take us some time? Absolutely. In the last episode, we started off and made our way all the way up to a tier 4 tank. We went from 1 to 4 in the last episode. In this episode, we're hoping to get as close to 6 as we can, but I'm not exactly sure how far we got. But now you know where we stand, and we'll talk a little bit right after this battle is completed. Not a bad way to start it out. 1 battle, 1 win. We've got enough points to be able to lock the turret to improve the armor on the top of this tank. And then all we have to worry about is getting enough points to be able to unlock the next 2 tier tanks to elite this beast out. Holy cow, I didn't think this would happen this soon. But this is actually our first battle that we get to play against people. Now, it's not 15 aside, it's 9 aside, so it's a small battle. However, it's not AI. We get to play against real people for a change, and the question is this going to affect how things work, or are we still going to be able to work as a cohesive unit and basically steamroll and have our way? Let's find out. What can I say? It's the first L. Well, I don't know, look at it this way. To be honest, we should have paid a little bit more attention to the minimap to see where the majority of their team was and circled back. However, mistakes were made, and we learned the lesson that, hey, you can lose by a cap out, and if we can't get back to the home base to stop it, we'll take an L. Now, here's the one thing I will say, that when we take losses, we get less XPs. So in order to get XP, we need to get W's, right? And I think the mentality it should be for us is we need to get wins. If we get wins, we get higher XP. It doesn't matter how much damage that you do, or how much blocking, or how much sighting that you do. If you lose, it's diminished. If you win, it's greatly rewarded. So if we strive for W's instead of L's, then in theory, we should get more XP along the way. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with that statement or not. It should be about the wins, not necessarily how much damage you do. I'm glad to say, after taking that L, we just hopped back to our horse and got back to our winning ways again. And the W's is where it's at, and it's how we get our XP. So far, we have spent 21,925 points of XP to get to where we are this far in the challenge. That's unlocking a tier 1, a tier 2, a tier 3, and a tier 4 tank, and getting the tier 4 tank upgraded to where it's at. We still need 28,110 XP to be able to get to the next tank. So it's not necessarily linear, it's more like exponential. This is why I was talking about the fact that we need to be hunting W's instead of hunting stats. If we hunt the W's, the stats will pay us. Well, look at that. Another W under the belt. We're back on this map again. I think this is Lakeshire, maybe? And I'm going to tell you, this map's starting to grow on me. I'm liking this map. And the other thing is, look at this. We get to play against another platoon, but it's a two-man platoon, but there's a third person out there. So we get to play against some players. Hopefully this will go better than the last time we played with a bunch of players, right? I think with strategy and making the right movement, we'll be okay. And the other thing I'm super stoked about is we are top tank on our team. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Let's see how this washes out. Another W under our belt. Things are going well. Well, look at this. We've been rewarded with a 15-man battle against real people. And not only that, we're being challenged. We are not the highest tank in the game. We have tier 5 above us, which means that we need to strategize a little bit better and understand what targets we can actually hurt and what targets can hurt us. But I feel like that if we play smart, we should be able to help our team get the W. At the end of the day, W's equal more XP. More XP equals getting through this tank quicker. Learned a valuable lesson on this last match. Make sure that you're behind cover. I thought I was behind cover, but when I looked at the replay, I realized that I was way too far behind that building and I was being sniped from both angles. Irregardless of how my play was, my play on that last match was substandard. My teammates pulled up the slack for us and we still got the W, so I was still rewarded instead of punished. I'm not going to say I did my part, but will say that I did learn a valuable lesson on a map that I've never played before, that I need to hug that building just a little bit tighter. Well, look at that. We're starting to stack up those W's like it means something. And let's be honest, it does mean something. It means progress. And the other thing is I'm starting to get a better hang of the maps and a better understanding. And I'm starting to make a better judgment of threat assessment, right? What should I be very careful with? What should I stay away from? And what should I jump on, right? And I feel like that's a very important part of the game, that you have to understand the role that your tank plays in the match. And it's simply this, not the role that it plays all the time, like I always go here at this point. It's the ability to look at the compositions of both teams, the map that you're playing on, the amount of people that are on the map, and then understanding threat assessment and how do you whittle things away for your team to have an advantage, or how do you help your team get an advantage where maybe you're a medium tank, but it's better for you to spot. Those are examples I'm giving, and I feel like that I'm learning those lessons, and I feel like that in my gameplay, those things are starting to come out. Put another check in the W column. We're on this map again, and I wish I knew the name of this map, but I'm starting to enjoy this map. I feel very comfortable with this map going down the side that we go down. Now, one of the problems or questions or concerns I have is eventually we may have to deal with the other side, which is quote-unquote the brawling side, and I don't know if medium tanks are supposed to go into the brawling section, but then again, it's like I said on the last, map that sometimes sometimes you have to play different roles, and that's something that we're definitely going to have to talk about as a team. Is when do we start learning other sections of the map and expand our horizons on knowing what we need to do to make sure that we progress forward. Got another W under our belt. Starting to feel like we're beating these AI guys like they owe us lunch money or something. So you remember earlier in the video when I was telling you that that we need to pay attention to the mini-map, and you can't always drive forward and push. Here's an example of a battle where I actually learned that lesson and paid attention to the mini-map and actually pivoted to cover the cap. And if we hadn't covered the cap, we probably would have lost this one. So this is actually me showing you that I am learning, and I try to practice what it is I preach. So I hope you appreciate what you see. By learning my lesson and paying attention to the minimap, we took what was probably going to be an L into a W, which has given me enough XP to be able to elite out this tank, and I was the last one to elite it out, so they were waiting on me this time. Now we have a tier 5 tank. What I did was I went ahead and trained all the crew into brothers in arms. I put hardened armor, I put vents, and I put a gun rammer on there because it would let me have a gun rammer, and now we have a tier 5 tank to play with. I forgot to mention that I used the skin off the RoboCop as camo, so I do have camo on my tank also. I have a tier 5 tank, but it's stock, and you know what stock means. Sucks. So we're going to take this thing on its maiden voyage, but fortunately for me, it's on Mines, which is my favorite map, and let's see how this works. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but we're going to find out really fast. Now that we're in a higher tier tank, let's talk about the XP that we need to move forward. We need 12,400 to be able to unlock all of the equipment that we need for the tank. Then after that, we need 30,500 XP to be able to unlock the next tank itself. It's a lot of points. How are we going to get there? Well, it's like eating an elephant, one bite at a time. So we'll just upgrade a little bit here and a little bit there until we get there. And you know what? Let's see how long it takes. I don't think it'll be too terribly long. Hey, look at this. We got a new map that we've never played on before. Not exactly sure where we think we should go, so we decided to go into the city because we felt like, well, that's where we should go. Not sure if that was the right decision or not. And here's the other thing. I accidentally learned that a T-25 is belt fed, and it shoots a lot at one time, and I had no clue, and you'll find out at the end how I found out that. Even though I got my butt stomped by that T-25 at the end, team still managed to pull out a win, and that's great. So as far as upgrades are concerned, you're just like, well, I haven't shown you what the upgrades are. Well, let's talk about it really quick. I have upgraded the tracks, the engines, and now I'm upgrading the turret. I was thinking about not upgrading the turret, but then I realized I have to upgrade the turret in order to use the bigger gun. even though it has less armor than the other one. Well, if I want the bigger gun, gotta take the less armor. That's just the way it works. Well, look at this. A brand new map that we've never played on. So we're going to have to decide where we're going to go. And I guess we're going to go to the castle because it's a castle and it's cool. Not sure if that's the direction we're supposed to go. And to be honest, we have no idea what the angles are or anything like that. We're going into this battle blind. Also on top of that, we're playing with a bunch of people. So that's cool. My tank is upgraded, but I haven't gotten to the point of getting the new gun up there, but the armor is upgraded. And I have a feeling that I'm going to have to use my commodities as hit points to extend this match. It looks like a tough one, but I think we could pull this out. The W's keep piling up. Hey, check this out. Another new map, which means that more things for me to learn. And that's cool. I like the idea of new maps. We're also playing with people again, which I'm enjoying. It's a challenge. I am going to say that I learned a valuable lesson on this map. I thought getting behind this building was enough protection for me, and I just didn't have the right angle, and I stuck too much of my front out, and I paid the price for it. I did pay the price by losing my life early in that match and let my team down. Despite my efforts of letting my team down, my team picked me up and dragged me across, dragged my bloody corpse across the finish line and rewarded me with a W, even though I really didn't do anything to help the team out. Sometimes it just works that way. In this map, I noticed very early that everybody was going in one direction, and I felt like that was a bad mistake because what if they're coming up the hill? I decided that I could use the hill as a defensive spot, and am I going to pay the price again for this bad decision, or is this going to be super crazy smart? There's only one way to find out. My intuition paid off. There was a person that was coming up on the other side, and let's be honest, you shouldn't leave any flank blank unless you are agreeing as a team that you're all going to push one flank as fast as you possibly can, and there's no guarantees that that's going to work either. So I did the right thing by protecting the flank, and managed to kill the person on the flank, and my team did the rest of the job, and there was nothing else for me to see, so there was nothing for me to show. I'm halfway to be able to get the next gun unlocked so we can have a bigger gun and start doing things. We're on a new map again, and we're guessing that we're going to the right to see if this is the direction that we should go. I'm not sure if we should do this or not, and I'm not sure if we even got the right angles going in this battle, but there's only one way to find out. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, we took an L on the last battle. However, I did learn something, right? So, winning's not always the most important thing. It's, did you learn something along the line in the match that you can use for the future to ensure that you get more W's than L's? So, it was a new map. We did learn something about some angles, and we have a better idea of how to address the issue the next time we're on the map. Amazingly enough, we're on another new map, and we're just going to play it by ear. We're just going to try to figure out where the angles are. We're not 100% sure where to go, but we're just going to figure it out, and we're going to see if we can play as a team and be a cohesive unit and see if we can make a difference. Looky here, looky here, looky here. Finally unlocked the bigger gun. Both bigger guns. Not exactly sure which one I'm going to use, but I'm going to use not the derp gun. If I should use the derp gun, let me know in the comment section and why, right? Don't tell me yes, use the derp gun. Explain to me why you think I should use it. But I'm going to use this, and I can't wait to put big holes in things. Hopefully it works out in our favor. Okay, I am happy about the last match. I will say this, I did learn my lesson, and I did use that corner more effectively. I angled myself a little bit better and used the protection of my armor and building to either block shots or block shots with my armor. So I'm happy about that. Look at this. This is the first time we're playing it. It's tier 6, and there's Artie out here. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. I'm feeling a little nervous, but we're gonna give it a go, and whatever happens, happens, yo. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you lose. We took an L on that one, but it's okay. We're getting more W's than L's, and to be honest, I'm not sure if there was anything that we could have done to change the tide in that battle. Sometimes you're just behind the 8 ball, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But then again, maybe there is something we could have done about it. But you know what I'm happy about? We get a chance to redeem ourselves. It's the same map. We get to play against Tier 6. Let's see if we learned any lessons, and maybe not going into the field wasn't the right answer. Maybe going into the city is the right answer. We're going to try a different tactic and see if we get a different result. Well, maybe changing the tactics was the right decision. Maybe we just played better and that's why we got the W. Who knows, right? It could be both. Look at this, another new map. Not exactly where we should go, but we decided to go into that kind of factory section, and I decided that I was going to hang back because we didn't have anybody go to the far right, and I'm a little concerned about being flanked. So I'm going to try to use this position just in case we get flanked. If we do or not, I don't know. There's only one way to find out. Well, what do you know? My ESPN was correct, or my intuition, that that there was a possibility we'd be flanked, and they did try to flank us. I tried to prevent it in the beginning, and I just didn't hang out long enough to do it, but it ended up working in our favor. We ended up cleaning up the mess and getting the victory out of it. The points are piling up. The W's are piling up, the XP's piling up, and oh my goodness, another new map. We're going to run up the hill. Don't know if that's the right decision or not, but there's only one way to find out. All right, we're going to talk about it. Going up the hill was probably the right decision to do. However, me bum rushing around that corner and not checking the mini-map first to see if there was a bunch of guns aiming at me was a bad decision, and I paid the price for it. Hey, look at this. We got another new map. World of Tanks has been blessing us with all kinds of new maps. We're going to go down into this valley area, but I have concerns because there's a lot of heavy tanks on there, and I have a feeling that's where they like to go, and I don't know if I can go head-to-head with those. Alright, gonna say it the way it is. We got our butts stomped. We lost. Learned a valuable lesson. Not gonna make that mistake again. Holy cow. Now we get to play against tier 7s. And not only that, we get to play against Artie, and one of the worst Artie in the game for us, the leaf blower. Let's see what we can do. Not exactly sure what we can do. I'm not 100% sure about this map, and I'm not even sure what Artie safe is. I'm going to try to be Artie safe, right? Let's see how Artie safe I can be. Got bad news. That wasn't Artie safe. However, I got a better understanding on how quickly they fire and where they're coming from, so I have a better idea next time I play on the map what is considered Artie safer, right? It may be the safest, but it'll be safer. And it's another loss. However, because we've had 2 losses in a row, the game just decided to reward us with a bot battle, just to make our feelings better. So we're going to take our frustrations out on the bots, and let's see what we can do. Let's see if we could pull a win out, or is this going to be 3 L's in a row? Yay, we got a win, and we got an opportunity to get to win 2 in a row to end the video. Guys, if you made it this far, I really appreciate the love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, by all means, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what it is that you think that we're doing. I feel that we have accomplished quite a bit in this. We didn't unlock the tier 6. However, we got a good chunk of it going, and I'll show you in the beginning of the next series exactly how close we are to unlocking the tier 6. It's not too far away, I promise. All right, guys, if I don't see you between now and then, have a fantastic week, and as always, happy farming.